I'm 18 and my brother is 20. We both still live with our mom. Our aunt, 34, moved in with us in November. I noticed that she and my brother had gotten closer since she moved in, but obviously I didn't think anything of it. They always had a similar personality, so it just wasn't shocking. Last night, my mom was out of town, and I stayed home. I was supposed to go with her, but I felt sick. I'm guessing my brother and aunt thought I had gone with her because I walked into the kitchen to get a drink and they were making out like crazy. So much was being thrown to the ground that they didn't hear me open my door. The sight was so traumatic and disgusting that I didn't even react. I just ran back to my room. I tried to plug my ears, but I could still hear them. I threw up on my bedroom floor and couldn't sleep. I haven't come out of my room all day. I feel so sick. I have no idea what to even do about this situation. I have no idea how my mom would react or if I should even tell her. They're both at work now, but I know I can't possibly face them after this. The imagery and noises will probably stay with me for life. Edit. According to our state laws, what they're doing is illegal and would put them on the sex offenders registry. I don't want to do that to them, but I'm afraid they'll be caught by others who would. Edit. So, things are kind of a mess right now. My mom came home, and I greeted her. She could immediately tell something was deeply wrong with me, aside from just being sick. Most of you told me to tell her, so I decided to tell her, especially since it hit me how messed up it really was. She was angrier than I'd ever seen her. She kept saying she knew it, but she didn't want to believe it. She said she noticed how my brother looked at her. She also said my aunt cheated on my father when she was pregnant with me. She got home before my aunt did and stood right in front of the door, waiting for her. I hid in my room at this point. Naturally, my aunt came in, and a complete massacre broke out that led to the streets. I knew stepping in would help no one, so I didn't, and when neighbors tried to, she loudly told them what she did. My brother came and pulled my mom off, and they got into a fight themselves. All of this was being watched by the neighbors. Then my aunt and my brother got into her car and sped off. Now my mom is crying and telling every single one of our living family members what happened. I'm still shaken, but I'm here comforting her. She said that she wouldn't call the cops because what my uncle, my aunt's favorite brother, knew was beyond punishment enough. He's repulsed by her now. The whole family wants nothing to do with her now. She keeps saying she wishes her parents were alive so she could tell them to. I pepper sprayed my mom's boyfriend because he came into my room while I was changing. Ida? My mom 47F, has recently allowed her boyfriend, Dale, 45M to move in with us. The guy is creepy. He is constantly trying to parent me 18F, and my little sister 14F. He is unemployed so he has been helping around the house. Including doing my laundry. Which I have told him repeatedly not to touch. I keep my dirty clothes in my hamper in my room. I normally do whatever other laundry is left out when I do mine. Then I take my dry laundry to my room and fold it or hang it up. I leave the other dry laundry in the laundry room. I was changing to go see my friends last Friday, and Dale came into my room without knocking or asking permission. I pepper sprayed him right in the face like I have been instructed. Then I dragged him out of my room and screamed at him to never come into my room or my sister's room ever again, or I would call my father to deal with him. My mom is irritated with me, and she says I overreacted. She wants me to apologize. I told her that I would if I was allowed to put a lock on my door and my sister's door. I told her the same thing I told him. That if he ever thought about coming into my room I would tell my dad. My dad has often joked with me that he wouldn't kill someone who hurt me. That he would use everything he learned in the military to keep them alive as long as possible. He was never abusive towards my mom or my sister, but he did do time for violent felonies. I'm in a love triangle, and don't know who to pick. I need help. I'm 27F, in a difficult situation. Ever since I was in high school I started dating Paul, fake name. We had a very toxic relationship where he cheated on me, and was emotionally abusive. This lasted until I was 25 when he cheated on me with my cousin. He cheated on me before, but that was the last straw. I spent a year healing and not dating everyone, and then I met Aaron, fake name. Aaron is absolutely the most genuine and nicest person I ever met. He's so sweet, kind, and attentive. But unfortunately we just missed that spark. I've been with him for 7 months and he's treated me like a queen. Recently Paul messaged me. Paul has finally started getting his life together. Everything I wanted for him. When we were together I was supporting him financially, so it's nice to date Aaron who has a good established career. Paul has gotten his GED and is currently trying to do air traffic control, and get certified from there. He has changed for the better and we still have that spark. We are starting to talk and hang out every day. This has impacted my relationship with Aaron, who feels I've been distant. I've been mostly hanging out with Paul instead of Aaron. Today I ended up sleeping with Paul and I feel really guilty. I told Paul the first needs space to process things. That we need to stop before I end up hurting Aaron. Paul told me he's serious about wanting to fix things between us. I'm afraid that if I do choose Paul, what if he hasn't changed, and he goes back to his old self? Aaron is a great guy and it would suck to lose him, but Paul seems to be too finally. I'm going to end things with one, but I don't know who yet. Love is hard, I appreciate any advice. Update. I gave my ex a chance and he cheated on me, but there is a positive. I'm extremely sad but proud of myself. The old me would have given him a billion chances, but the first time I saw he was cheating, I dumped his ass. Paul can talk a good game, but his words never matches his actions. The relationship quickly delved back into our old toxic issues. This entire situation made me realize I didn't appreciate Aaron. The good news is this allows me to be a better partner for Aaron. Sometimes you need to go through something awful before you are ready for something great. I think God wanted to experience this so I can be the partner, future wife, and mother Aaron deserves. Unfortunately, he blocked on everything when I broke up with him to date Paul. Luckily, he became friends with one of my friends and she's throwing her birthday party and did me a solid and invited him. He's coming, I'm going to speak to him there. I'm going to let him know I broke up with Paul and that I'm ready to be the best partner ever. He's also a regular churchgoer, I'm not, and one time he asked me if I wanted to go to church with him while we were dating. I will take him up on that offer. But yeah, you guys were right about Paul and I should have listened, now using this as an opportunity to grow as person.
I'm not allowing my bratty kids to my house anymore. Ida? My ex and I have been divorced for 3 years and share custody of our children, 5M and 7F. The kids are with me on Wednesdays and every other weekend, but the ex and I have sometimes switched things around depending on what we have going on, and that has worked well for us in the past. There were several factors that ultimately led to our divorce, but a huge thing was that my ex babies to the extreme. Both kids breastfed until age 3, and my oldest was spoon-fed until almost 5 years old. These are just examples, but on a day-to-day basis, there was a lot happening that I just couldn't accept. This past Wednesday I had the kids. I had a date night planned with my fiancée that night as well, and so I got a babysitter. I travel regularly for work and this was the only night this week that we could celebrate fiancé's birthday, but getting a babysitter while I have the kids is not a normal occurrence. 2 hours in, I get a call from the babysitter who is totally overwhelmed because my 5-year-old is on the toilet after going number 2 and refuses to wipe himself. He says he needs mom or dad. I can literally hear the wailing in the background. That is how stressed this kid was. Fiancé and I end up having to drive an hour back home, and when we get there, 5 meters is still on the toilet waiting. At this point I am completely mentally exhausted. I try to coach him on wiping, and he just will not do it. His mother always does it for him and I have had to do it when it's my turn to take the kids, but I've been actively working on trying to help him gain independence in the bathroom for the past year or so. I went through this exact thing with my daughter as well, who thankfully no longer has this issue. The next morning I dropped the kids off at school. I called my ex to let her know that I will not have the kids at my house anymore, for as long as she continues to enable this extremely dependent behavior. She of course flips her shit and says I am a complete asshole. Says I am a bad father who doesn't care about his kids. I'm willing to visit them and go for outings, but I can't handle this stress in my home any longer. It causes an extreme disruption in normal everyday activities and I am just done. It's been a constant fight trying to help these kids learn independence for years now, having them go back to their moms, and then starting right back at square one the next time I get them. Ex says she will be contacting her lawyer for full custody, and at this point I'm too exhausted to fight. Ida?